over the hour. So we'll go ahead. All right. So today, guys, what we wanted to do next couple sessions is going to be really geared towards, depending on the attendees. I'm going to try to focus. Last week, I think all three of you guys were out last week as well. But what I want to do is kind of really hone in on your guys's kind of pain points, right? Especially Sal, you're on here a lot. Marie, you've been on a lot of these calls. Victor's now kind of been dialed in. He's been to Los Angeles to the one-on-one with Sean. So there's a lot of stuff that you guys have gained, a lot of information. And instead of us kind of continue to pile on more hacks and advanced strategies, I forgot to mention Eric. Eric kind of knows this drill as well. What we wanted to do is hit the projects, right? You guys individually, and kind of see how we can help. So spend some time with Sal. Sal, if you don't mind, I'm going to leave you probably towards the end. I want to kind of touch on a couple very specifics for you, and then I know I'm going to be talking to you later in the week. But okay, what I want to do is kind of go ahead and go round robin here and hit a couple of these projects. And we have I'll start because I think this one is, we're starting a couple things with Marie. So I'm going to start with Marie just so we can kind of dial in a couple things. I don't think there's really a lot. There's more to talk about, Marie, as we kind of start launching a lot of your guys' stuff. But any questions, because this is actually a great one, because it could be like the basic setup of a Google Business Profile for any of the different projects you have. I know you guys already have one. Alora Homes, you guys already kind of submitted. Have you guys gotten the postcard yet? No? Okay, so Alora Homes is going to be a great opportunity for you to start from scratch. A lot of the stuff that you learned in the past now kind of implement. So I'm going to take you through a couple different tips just so they're marinating in your head as we get this. But this is great because this, as part of the Dominator package, we do some of this stuff. But again, there's a lot more that can be done, right? Especially for you guys that are go-getters and want to move the needle like very, very quickly. Now, your market, and just because Sal's on here, your market won't be as competitive as Sal. Sal's been, I mean, him and Chris have been grinding, and they're we're moving the needle, but it's a little slower. For you guys, if you move at that level, like these guys have been moving, you and Jake will do very well. So what I want to kind of like dive into, just a quick high level, you're going to get that verified, right? We're going to get those dialed in. What we need to really start kind of looking at for you guys is making sure that our team grabs whatever information you added as your phone number, your address, business name, and I mean even the LLC version, right? And that is matching your Google Business Profile. Now, I'm auditing ourselves right now as well, right? By telling you this so you can kind of watch for those things. But if you said Alora Homes LLC on your GBP, and we put Alora Homes LLC on the website, or I'm sorry, just Alora Homes, that does not match. We want, you have this is an opportunity for you to start fresh, and we can have everything super consistent. So that's one of the things that we're going to be looking at for you. But then I want you to start thinking really, I like kind of, again, Sal right now and Chris are doing something very unique, but I think it's really cool, but they're niching down. Now I know, Marie, you guys are going to be targeting kind of the military people that are moving, basically relocation heavily. Right. And it's not even going to be in all the locations that you guys are located in, but it's going to be very, very niche and certain Fort Bragg, it's like in that area. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we create not only posts, we're going to do that for you, right? But what we're going to want from you is possibly some information that we add an actual specific page on the website, a full on almost like landing page, right? With some kind of lead magnet. And the reason I want that, even if we add more value to it in the future, is because not only can we interlink from the homepage, which we already have a plan, right? Boom, interlink to that from the homepage as our main service, but we can create an actual service on the Google Business Profile. And now once we have that service on there and we have posts, and our strategy is the initial service, we shoot about 3 posts for that service. We'll create those, we're able to kind of interlink all that. So in all that, kind of what does that all mean for you? think about what you want to write. Like, think about that offer or that service, right? It's like, what exactly are you guys doing? And if you wrote it out, like just kind of like what you're doing for your own personal brand, brain dump, and then let us take those pieces, because those are just cold nuggets for us to create little snippets. Because especially if you write like you just write like a 600 to 1,000 word, just because you were just writing and want to kind of really get it out of your head, what you guys want to do for these people, we can take snippets of that and use this for a description over here and this for over here. And especially on the dominator level, we're doing a lot of citations. So there's a lot of opportunity for us to put unique versions of that service in different places on the internet, right? So
Marie, how do you spelling that? Allura, A-L-L-U-R-A?
A-L-L-O-R-A.
A-L-L-O-R-A. Okay, thank you.
Allura Homes. And then just going back to the beginning,
sure.
So Roger, as far as the names, I do have to double check what I set up, the GBP. I don't think I put in the LLC at the end. So yeah, I want to make sure
this
that
is what this call is all about, because I can actually audit that for you right now. So I'm going to share my screen. That way everybody can kind of take advantage of this and kind of see what I'm doing. Let me move a couple tabs over here and share my screen.
And then actually, since Jake's on here, Jake, did you ever get us validated on GBP at Carbonton with that street address? You're going to have to unmute.
Short answer, no. It's on my calendar for tomorrow morning.
That's fine. So I think the easiest way, Roger, that I was telling him was just to use the app and just do like the video verification with the GBP app. And yeah, see, it's just Allura Homes. There's no LLC.
Perfect.
And then I wanted to ask you, Roger, once that's verified, he also just closed on a flip up in Raleigh. And so we wanted to try and use that address so that we had an address in Raleigh itself. Is that the best way to go about it? Just use the address of the flip that he's working on, that he can have pictures and videos, or get a postcard sent to that address?
Absolutely. You have a physical address that you're going to own for a small period of time, but it's an opportunity to kind of jump on it. So a couple things. Well, let's look at this particular version here, but let's go to that, because I think this is important. That's been a question we get a lot lately. So right now is the first one, right? Fayetteville, North Carolina. That's kind of right by Fort Bragg. That's kind of the main area these guys are going to be tackling. This is the area that they're tackling to help military families in their relocation. So just so everybody's kind of aware, whatever your avatar, sometimes it's geolocated, right? Because in this case, it's an Army base. It's there. So we have everything there all set up. It just needs to be verified. Now, quick question: you sent the postcard to this address. Is this a rental or a property you guys are rehabbing? What is this?
It's a property that we own that we're rehabbing, and then will be a rental.
Perfect. Who's checking the mail? Is that you, Jake?
Yeah, I went over there, but nothing's been delivered since 2017.
Right on. All right, so we're good. Let's keep an eye on that.
We might have to check with the local post office to make sure that they're still delivering mail there. To be honest, but that's why I thought the video verification or whatever on the app would be the easiest way instead of waiting for the postcard.
You know, you may want to force something out there, a card or a postcard or something, just saying anything, just so the postman has someplace to go. Like, hi, don't forget the mail stuff here.
No, that's a good idea. I have postcards here. I can just put one in the mail just to make sure that it gets there.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that I'm seeing here, and you guys just is kind of interesting. I can't remember if I saw this when I first logged in, but I do know that sometimes when there's a new Google business profile that's created, we don't get this option, calls or insights in some cases, and you guys already have that. So I don't know if that was basically generated because you guys requested the postcard, so you guys are starting to go to that point. So it's looking good. Hopefully you guys get that card in the near future, but keep that in mind. That's going to be huge. If you guys can create just a brain dump on a Google Doc, if you want, about that service, we're going to really play heavily, because that's the first Google business profile we're starting with, and we really want to dial it down. what is your niche there? And that's awesome. And we can kind of like also kind of leverage Jake's military background and what's going on there, how's it looking to help. Another thing, Jake, that you can do is a video about it, right? Really speaking to that, you know, why you're doing it. You're currently, you know, active duty, but you're going to become a veteran very soon. You're transitioning yourself, right? You have a brand new, you know, you got a family, you got babies, you got stuff going on. So that's huge. That kind of touches, I mean, who military families, I mean, we dealt with that. It's like, so that really kind of reaches out to a lot of people. So that's something that you guys can really personalize your content, and we can leverage that stuff for both the website and your Google business profile. So all this stuff is really going to be good. I want to know, Marie, Jake, I know, Jake, you haven't been on a lot of these calls. We've gone in very, very deep detail on each one of these tabs. So before I kind of, I don't need to give you guys too much, because I can actually give you a link to one of the videos that I've done in the past. But I want to know, Marie, you've been on these calls more. Do you have specific questions on what you should be doing yourself, right? When you do get this verified?
So I guess my only question right now, as far as the verification, we need to get Carbonton verified before I can put in a second address up in Raleigh. And how would I even put in the second address?
Sure. Cool. So now we're going to move on to the other address conversation. So do not start your second one till this one is pretty much ready to go. At least verified, right? So you are right. Just wait that out. At least have a game plan on what's going to happen. So what happens next? So now you got to start building that franchise model. Okay. So your core Google business profile, essentially your corporate office, is going to be this one. So next up is going to be the Raleigh. So you're going to do something like, actually not like, but you are going to do Alora Homes dash, okay? Dash, we buy houses Raleigh. Now I want you just to write that note. That's up for discussion. We want to kind of see what we're going to do. We're actually going to put a tagline with the keyword with the geolocation at the end. Okay. So that's basically, I don't know if it's going to be the we buy house or your house. The reason I say it's up for discussion is going to be the one with the most volume on maps. That's the keyword we're going to go with. Okay.
Okay.
And you'll be able to kind of own that one fairly.
So now, is that setting up a whole separate Google profile, a Google business profile?
Correct. Look at it as a whole nother entity. Like you sold Alora Homes as a franchise to somebody else. And that new address in Raleigh, that's me, right? I bought a franchise from you and I got to set up my own deal. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Awesome.
So you're telling her to do Alora Homes dash, or how is that again?
Yep. Alora Homes dash, and then we're gonna use a keyword. Let's just say we're gonna go to We Buy Houses Raleigh NC.
Okay.
And the only reason we do that is to win that specific keyword very quickly.
Yeah,
what we're seeing is a little bit of a trend in this niche, actually, not in all niches, but in this particular niche. That I kind of been studying that one, been kind of like brainstorming with a couple other SEOs, and that strategy right there is actually working really good, and it's actually passing. It used to be denied, so it's no longer being denied because you have multiple locations. So quick kind of like side note for this, you might get flagged, you might get suspended, but you have the power now or the credibility to be able to fill out that form to reinstate your Google business profile, have a conversation with customer service over there, and have a legit reason. Basically, you're saying, hey, we franchise, we have another office over there and we're in Raleigh. We want to make sure that our title is different, right? Because you can't have the same title. So that's why we put that on there. And the key word is basically what we do. We buy houses, right? So it's really easy to get verified after that.
Okay.
That makes sense. So yeah, 100% different. Now, this is another little kind of problem sometimes, or at least kind of a challenge, is you're going to have a different address. You need a different phone number. You cannot have the same phone number.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to need another phone number. So if you're using LeadVault, then you can just generate a Twilio number. We've been doing that for our assets. So you can do that. That's good enough. And then you just pass it to the next side. What else can we do here? Oh, your URL. That is actually going to be going to the Raleigh page. So
Gotcha.
we're not going to be redirecting to the homepage. We're actually going to go to the franchise page, right? Which in this case is the Raleigh page.
Gotcha.
Products, something a little more advanced that, you know, many of you can kind of take advantage, whether you have one Google business profile or in the future you're going to have more. In that location, we talked about the Fayetteville kind of location targets, you know, military families. I'm sure that's going to be the top of conversation in most of the content. I know there's going to be other content, but that's kind of like our main. So you can start thinking about what is going to be our focus in Raleigh, right? And that goes down to, you know, you guys kind of seeing what the market's like, what you guys are going to be going after, foreclosures, you know, probate, whatever it might be. And then we actually plan, because what I want to do with these fresh Google business profiles is actually get you guys to think about 3 main services, because that's going to give us enough, especially when you're at the accelerator dominator level, that gives us enough ideas to be able to kind of then create a lot of different posts around those services, right? Especially if we have the services, we can interlink to that. There's just different things that we can build that big footprint, that big spider web, right? If we have that, instead of just guessing, like hitting all of the stuff. What else can we look at? I'm going to scroll down here. We have the services. One of the things that is missing quite a bit, I'm going to scroll down a little bit. It's going to be the ad opening date. You, Marie, Jake, you guys are just kicking off. So you can literally, you know, decide whether you want to say, you know, we just started now, right? Or you can actually say, let's think about a date in the past, right? That we both agree of our experience, and put that there. In regards to the starting date. That's really up to you guys. It doesn't, what I want to make sure that we have is something there, to be honest. And something that you guys kind of want. I'm trying to fill out as many sections as possible. And then obviously, like everything else, there's 2 main things. Photos, we're going to be creating posts. We're going to create a lot of that stuff. But what you guys can do is 2 things. You can build a Google folder, or we can build a Google folder for you where you can drop in random little short videos and pictures that we can use for posts that we do for you. But feel free to upload just stuff that when you're out there in those areas, that you take some photos, just upload them. That's fine. I gave away a quick tip that works really good as well. If you guys are in the area of Fayetteville, and there happens to be a neighborhood that you guys are doing some work in, and there's a street sign or you know, some kind of, you know, well-known, you know, area or sign or something, take a picture with you guys on it, especially if you have your gear. If you have something, I don't know if you guys already have your t-shirts, branded stuff, that right there works really good. If you guys have branded clothing, and then kind of the sign of the neighborhood or town in the background, there's no way Google can say, hey, that's a stock photo, right? So those become taken into consideration. That more for, we don't even have to geotag those kind of automatically, because of the photo, kind of get considered, hey, you must do business here, because that photo, there's no way that could be duplicated.
Yeah, Roger, this is all great. Just so you know, I'm planning on being there at the end of the month in Fayetteville and Raleigh. So this is like all the kind of stuff that we want to make sure that while I'm there in person, we can get some of this stuff kind of taken care of, and local photos and videos.
Awesome. And I'm sure we'll be talking more. This is actually good because you guys are fresh Google business profile. We get to go through this a little bit for everybody. But yeah, we definitely, when you guys go down there, I'm sure there'll be some out of the box ideas that we can do, just because you know, you guys be mobile, you guys are actually looking to do stuff like that. So we'll get creative and get some things going. Other than that, we should be pretty solid on a lot of this stuff. Hours. So this is fine. This is fine. What we're going to be starting to do as well, we're going to take a lot of this information that's in here, and we're going to duplicate that on your contact pages, just so it reflects even the hours and stuff like that. So if there's anything that you wanted to change, even for those of you that are on here that are kind of looking at stuff here, maybe you have, you know, whatever, maybe you don't have anything. As long as you have something, just know that we're going to be putting on the website. The problem is when I point it out, sometimes people look at it as like, no, I want to change it. Well, change it now, or take that advantage of changing it, you know, if you're going to be doing it, because in our campaigns, I'm going to be having the team actually start taking data from these profiles and actually duplicated it on the contact pages. Okay. So just if you have something to change in there, just go ahead and do that. Other than that, we should be pretty good for the Google Business Profile. So anything else, Marie, that you might be kind of still, have a question or may want to?
No, I just think like you said, like I was going to add more photos, but it was basically like your page is not active. So I was like, I guess, is it not like worth it to even add photos right now until it's verified?
Oh, no, they just won't appear all of them at once. Right now, you can load it and fill out as much as you can. Yeah,
Gotcha.
do what it allows you, because I don't even know. We're going to look at it. And yeah, I would go through and just add, like you already added your logo. So you're good to go. You can start adding it. In most cases, it just won't appear on the front end. You could see it on the back end, but as soon as it gets verified, boom, then they start publishing everything for you.
Okay, cool.
And then I cannot emphasize enough on the reviews. I've talked a lot about that, so I'm not going to go into that. You guys know how important those is. Those are more and more. I kind of go through these masterminds myself with the SEO community that I'm a part of. Even on those calls, I have to keep pushing it for our community, is that no matter how much we do in all these tasks, they're important. Don't get me wrong. We cannot outdo reviews. So reviews always will outdo anything else that we're doing. So if you have a competitor that's doing 60% of what we're doing in regards to activity, posts, photos, and all this stuff, but 60% of what we're doing, right? But they have way more reviews. I can't give you a number because Google makes that decision, but they have, a significant amount more reviews than you. They will outrank us. So we have to kind of continue to hit on those reviews, and you can do the same for them. I mean, we can start this campaign very early, and you start getting very consistent reviews. You'll see yourself kind of move up in the rankings for the maps very
And
quickly.
so we can even start getting reviews right now while it's under.
Let's give it a shot here, just to kind of make sure that it is giving it to you. Verify and reply. Let me go to the homepage. If it allows us, it's going to give it to us right here, verifying now. So reviews, I don't think you can. You have to verify. See all these options. This is a good one right here, because you guys get to see what it looks like when it hasn't been verified. These are the tools that you get extra. There's another extra tools, and you can't really use them till you get verified.
Okay.
So yeah, hold on that one.
All right. Because get verified. Priority number 1.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So we got all this stuff. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move over. We're going to go ahead and stop sharing here for just a moment. And then we are going to move over. And we got a couple other people that hopped on. What's up, Chris? What is up, Bob? How are you guys doing?
I'm well. Yourself?
Doing good, Mr. Bob.
Good. No complaints.
Good.
No complaints.
No complaints. Right on. Right on. All right, guys. So we're going to keep moving here. So we got Victor on here as well. VDL. So Victor, we can go ahead and analyze a couple of your things and see what you got going, and see if you have very specific questions for us on the call.
Sounds good. No questions yet.
All right. So what we're going to do, since Victor doesn't have any questions, I'm just going to run through just a quick overview. We're going to kind of take a look at his Google Business Profile backend. There's some things that I want to kind of look at, just kind of quick review, and then we will be good to go to move on to somebody else. Let me share. All right. So we got Victor right here. Everything good. And now we are going to switch the profiles. Over to VDL. Where are you at, Victor? There you are. All right, so we got everything good. What I want to do is that I'm going to actually I have a pretty good opportunity here, so I'm just going to audit real quick. All right, so we got property, everything looks good here. We got our address, yep, and service areas, that's good. Hours, nothing to be added there. Special hours, phone number. You got your link. You got your appointment link. Good job. So this product, Victor, this is nothing that we do for you. This is extra, right? This is stuff that I can kind of add as an extra thing that can help us. But think of your top three, right? Top three avatars or target market. I'm not even gonna say avatar. I'm gonna say target market, right? It's like what do you want to help people with, right? And this isn't locations. Maybe I just want to be clear. This is kind of a foreclosure person, a probate person, whatever. Top three, and then we can create those products for you. You're a part of our upper level, so we can handle that for you as long as we have that information. Services is all good. I already know that there. And everything is good there. Options, you have your thing. This will actually, I see it on most people. So here, Victor, I can actually do it for you. Do you want to put what your opening date? And it doesn't have to be a full day. It can be like a month and a year, right? So check this out.
Yeah, you can do 2014 in July.
Right there, and then we apply. And as easy as that. And if you guys wanted to do it on your own, even if you were one accelerated dominator, you can go ahead and do that. If not, you can just email it to us and we'll handle that for you. All right, so we're good here. Now, the next thing we're gonna look at, Victor, I'm gonna turn something on here. We usually kind of just run these through our insights here for data, but looks like all right, this is already, we recently started kind of turning on this call feature, but what we're going to look at is his insights. But I'm going to be turning this call feature on. It's going to be a little easier to analyze in more detail the actual calls themselves. But insights for Victor in the last month. Victor's profile, it might not be, this is the other things that you got to look at. Is the traffic coming, right? That's one of the things that we've been looking at. And actually, I just got off of a call with our team, just our internal team, just trying to see how to take that traffic and convert, right? Because we're seeing a lot of our clients, a lot of you guys are getting a lot of traffic, but we're looking to see how to convert that traffic. But this actually looks really, really good here. This particular traffic, all this is looking pretty healthy. This is just a month worth, but look at where it doesn't become very impressive for Victor, right? So we're looking at these calls and it's 0. So all this traffic, we need to kind of figure out how we can convert that traffic to those calls. And that's kind of the trick. So we go a little further. So that's what I want to kind of see, Victor, in the last couple of days. Did we get anything in? We haven't. I already kind of saw it right there. So what we're looking for you is we got most of the stuff dialed in that we want. Now it's kind of getting, it's like, what's it going to take? Is it number 3, number 1, depending on the keyword, to start getting this phone to ring? And it's just a small tweak to start making that happen. So everything so far is good. Now we just need to get that phone to ring for you. So before I kind of move on from VDL, Victor, is there anything that you're doing on your end potentially to move the needle? For example, have you taken advantage of reaching out to people for reviews? Have you added any videos, photos? Just let me know, yes or no, just kind of get some ideas.
But yes, I have reviews coming in. A little slower than I like, but they're coming in. I have a list to gather up so I can get reviews.
Awesome. Stay on those reviews. That's going to be major for you. All right. So if that's it right there, I'll go ahead and stop sharing. And then we will go to Terry and Eric. And Eric, I know you guys were working on some things for Ignite. And let me bring up the website real quick and your guys's profile. I think I have access to your profile. Let's see here. I have it. I think I have it under my personal one, maybe. No.
I know.
Do you have it?
I have it. I know that Itzel said that she had control of it.
There it is. I found it.
Cool.
I was under a third email, but I was looking at it. All right, let me bring
So you
it up.
wanted me to post more consistently, so I did that. I've been posting every day. I didn't post over the weekend, but you also wanted me to start using keywords as well. So the past couple posts, I've been integrating keywords using Answer the Public.
Boom. Let's check it out. It's actually really good. All right, let's check out the post first. So we got some posts here, some good looking posts. Redirecting to a couple different, and you're going to the Carlsbad page here on the learn more. That's good. Oh, Carlsbad.
Our main focus is Carlsbad, so that's what we've been.
Yeah, no, that's fine. All right, couple tips here. This is actually really good, Eric and Terry. Now, Terry, this is going to be more on you to help kind of some of these things for what Eric's doing. But look at, if you scroll down, these are all stock images, okay, which is fine to get things going. Now it's going to be on Terry, and that's for everybody, right? When you look at this stuff, that's why I was kind of saying for Marie, maybe we create a Google folder, have you guys drop in. What are we going to use those things for? Well, if you see a house or you guys, looking at a house, we can take a snapshot and use that as a background for one of our, featured images for one of our posts. That's awesome. Nobody has that. That's a unique image. So that would be, Terry, if you have the opportunity, definitely do that.
Yeah, I just got the professional photos from the one we listed on Monday. So I'll put a couple of those, I'll send them to Eric. And then with that too, Roger, before and after photos, can they go where with you guys? The website, and can we put them anywhere on the Google My Business or no?
Yes. So before and after, and this is just because Terry, Eric are still on foundations, right? So Eric's doing a lot of the internal work. So for example, Terry, if you were to give Eric a before and after photo, he'd go in Photoshop and create a before and after. Eric, you kind of know how to do those. Those are super simple, right?
Absolutely.
Right here, you put a logo, you put the phone number, still follow your structure here. Before and after, all this stuff would be smaller, obviously. And then you put before and after, and this post. This post now becomes about, the project that you were working on, right? Yep. And then the couple things you can do with the link. You can either just make it to the homepage, just kind of as something that you guys are doing, or you can go ahead and redirect back to the Carlsbad page. There's a couple different things you can do, because it depends on what you want. You can even take advantage and go to, I can't remember if let's check your website out here, if we're putting projects or not on your site. No, we're not putting projects. I was gonna say, if you're putting projects, which you don't have to, not that I'm adding another task to you guys' plate, but some of our clients are adding their projects on there.
No, we could do that.
Yeah, you can add your projects. Where else can we link that to? Trying to think. Oh, we have some properties. So for example, Terry, yeah, if it was a before and after of this particular project here that you have for sale, okay. I know that's going to go away for now, but we always have, Eric's been doing a good job getting approved for 2 links, right? So we can essentially link to the property. And remember, these never really go away. Even when you sell them, they should just be, the little tag here just should be changed to sold. So it still exists. It will always exist. But now you have a true link for a before and after to that property, right? And then the second link can go anywhere else. Where's this? It's locations in Carlsbad. So your second link would go to the Carlsbad page.
Now, a lot of our properties are oceanside also. Can I tie those in or?
Yep. So Eric would then send it over to whatever property, the project. So what I mean by that here, one of the links would be going to the project, and link number 2 would be going to the location page. For example, maybe Google doesn't like that. Maybe they only allow you, for these particular posts, you get flagged and you can only put 1 link. I would still go to the project. I wouldn't go to the location page, just because now it kind of gets to know what's going on. What I would do is, let's just say you weren't allowed to put 2 links like you have been, right? Maybe you get flagged. This would go to the project. So Eric, this is for you. Let's go to the project, and inside the project description, find somewhere in here to hyperlink over to the Carlsbad page or whatever, Oceanside page, whatever this address is. In this case, it's Carlsbad.
Carlsbad, right.
Does that make sense, Eric, in the content?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, all right. So that's that would be an easy way to create the infinite loop.
Okay, cool.
Cool. Let me see what else you guys have that I can give you some tips on. What else have you been doing, Eric? Because I don't want to overstep what you guys got going on. I got a couple other tips, but I want to see what you guys
That's pretty much. I've been consistently posting, right? And just trying to use keywords within the post as
Okay.
well. I am going to post a profile image with the you know, we have just like whatever his quote is. I'm going to center that, but that's pretty much all I got so far.
All right, three major tips. I think I'm looking at these, and I think these will help you guys move the needle even more. Since you guys aren't in Accelerate, I don't know your data, right? So I'm not kind of looking at it, but I'm sure, you know, as long as you're doing this stuff, when you guys upgrade and we get involved in stats and all that, it's going to be prepped. It's going to be really, really good, set up really well. So 3 things. Number 1, your area is still really big, and I haven't really kind of I haven't really kind of looked into it too much. But what I mean by that, if everybody that's looking here, they don't share publicly the address. I'm going to click here so you guys kind of see a little closer.
It should have my address in there.
So it's hidden. So if Terry is okay with showing the address, Eric, then I would go in the back. Can't remember where Google moved it, but we can find it. All we're going to do is kind of check a box or uncheck a box and tell them that we do want to share our address. But then in our locations, right here, info. There we go. Oh man, 4 things. Sorry, I just noticed something else. 4 things. So this right here, service area. You gotta get rid of Orange County. That makes sense, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna get rid of Orange County, but what are we gonna do now? We're actually gonna take San Diego. You're gonna go to Google Maps. This is a good exercise for everybody. San Diego. I just got done watching Anchorman. I'm not going to go into those jokes. But what you're going to do, Eric, you're going to go put San Diego into Google Maps. You're going to get really, really close and you guys are going to start kind of nitpicking the different towns.
Mostly North County, Roger, like Carlsbad, Oceanside, Vista.
Mm-hmm. And that's basically what Eric would then add to this area. But you'll keep San Diego County, but what within San Diego County do you want to be considered for?
Okay.
Obviously, make sure all your city pages that we've created
are
in there, but there might be other areas, right, that we want to add, and then eventually we can add more city pages as well, right? But here you guys can just kind of put them in there, right, as long as they're within an area. You just don't want to go, if we're going to do Orange County, which I know you guys want to, it needs another Google Business Profile. It's way too far.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yep.
All right. That's number 1. Number 2, your category. This probably can stay, but right now it's set as your primary. I do something like real estate consultant. It's going to be your primary. Real estate consultant needs to be your primary. That is the popular one for real estate investors, kind of more geared to what you guys do. Okay. Because just by having this category, you're taking yourself out of the game quite a bit, actually. So this could be part of some of the rankings. And in some cases, you change this and all of a sudden you start seeing yourself rank in different places that you never seen yourself before. So that right there, I can tell you right now, change it as soon as you can. Real estate consultant. I'll let you guys do it just so you can kind of see, all that stuff, because there might be other opportunities to put other categories in there as well. But real estate consultant, that's where you guys are at. What else we got for you guys? So we got the category. We covered the actual regional area.
Hey, Terry, the address that you have listed, is that your home address? And are you comfortable leaving that?
Yep, we're good.
Okay. I got one question for you, Roger, as far as the dimensions that are, so if I'm going to start adding before and after images, would you recommend that he takes his picture vertically when he takes these, so I can combine them together and make them fit into that dimension that's requested for adding those images? Or should he take them horizontal and just try to try to work them in that way.
Yeah,
We're
the
talking
landscape-
about,
the
if we're talking
landscape-
about Terry trying to fit into something, you might want to wait until after August 1st.
Hey,
Oh,
Go
man.
on
It's all
mute
muscle,
there,
man.
buddy.
It's all muscle. I got you, Terry.
this is Roger's show. Go away.
Right? My day.
Does that make sense though, when he takes his picture, like for them to actually fit correctly within those dimensions? Do you recommend vertical or horizontal?
Yeah, horizontal. So the landscape.
Okay.
One landscape. Just you have more options that way. You can always crop vertical, but the horizontal is always hard if you have a vertical image to kind of fit into something.
Okay, perfect.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. So cool. So we got we talked about the regional area. We talked about categories, reviews. Terry, I'm gonna get just tip for you, right? Reviews. We got to get those reviews numbers up. That's kind of
Yep. As a
given.
matter of fact, Concrete Guy and I were just texting while you were working on the other one, and I did one for him, and he's gonna do one for me. So yeah,
Awesome.
we'll keep them coming.
Awesome.
Sal was gracious enough the other day, so we reciprocated. So we'll keep them chipping away.
All right,
There
I'm
you
going to come
go.
back. I'm going to come back to the concrete guy. I want to point something out there since it sounds like you got, business relationship there. But anyway, last tip for you guys for the Google Business Profile is going to be the Q&A. This, I think,
Oh, that's right.
for Eric.
Yeah.
Or Terry. I mean, this is combined effort, right? So what you want to do here, super simple, use a personal email to ask questions. And where you're going to get those questions, answer the public, right? Eric, you're already using that software for other stuff. So make a list of those questions. You can literally drop them in here, then log in through the back end and answer them. I would let them marinate for at least 24 to 48 hours before you answer them. Good?
Okay.
Question on that too. Sal replied to my review. Is that always something we should do too once somebody does leave a reply or a review to
All the
reply
time.
back to that?
You should be replying every time. That needs to be a must.
Okay.
I actually replied already.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah.
Just saw that.
So we're good there. We're good there, Terry.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely a must for everybody.
it.
All right. So any questions on that? I'm going to go back to your concrete guy here, but I want to make sure that these four, the regional, which you guys already know, the category, the reviews, and the Q&A. Any questions on that? Those tips
The Q&A just needs to be
right here.
real estate in general, or
Anything that has to
Okay.
think about. Obviously, we're not going to talk about, our hiking trip, right? That we're going to
Yeah.
be doing here pretty soon. We're going to be talking about a rehab, a tip.
Okay.
When rehabbing, a tip for investing, a tip, anything like that. Well, not a tip, sorry, a question.
Okay.
A question that someone would be asking about that. It could be as simple as, what do you guys, you're a real estate investor from what I see, but what exactly do you guys do? And then you come back and answer that. But it could be something like as well, how do you help people in probate? Do you know X, stuff like that.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
And you're just
look at-
listening it from anybody just to go into your website and ask a question?
Yes, go into the Google Business Profile. This is public. So this is actually good. This is an area that Google put on there purposely to try to get more interaction from your clients. So it's the most underused tool that's on, well, a lot of them are underused, but this one was one that we've seen kind of does help your rankings though, because there's content. There's content on it. Good. All right, cool. Anything else, guys? You guys are good on those tips?
Thank you. No, we're good.
All right, now I'm going
that's
to
good,
go back
thanks.
to Terry's comment that actually opened up another conversation. So what was it? Terry went and talked to his concrete guy, and I'm sure he has a painter, I'm sure he has a carpenter, he has a general contractor, all this stuff, right? But he talked to the concrete guy, and it sounds like the concrete guy has a Google Business Profile as well. And sometimes you guys might have to educate your business, relationship people that you are in. But that concrete guy not only will swap reviews with you, but he might also have a website. And not everybody, but some of these guys might have a website. You can write a blog for him. You might have to educate him on why you're doing that. He might be like, what the heck are you talking about? So you can literally write a guest blog, anything that he wants, something about concrete that you can bring your expertise on, right? And then they can add it to their website and you can actually get a hyperlink or a backlink over to your site from their stuff. And that is that. Why is that so important? Even if he doesn't have a lot of authority on his site, because that's what we go after. We go after high authority websites and all this. I talk about that a lot as well. But why is his important? Maybe he has a 5, right? Authority score, real low, not a lot going on. He doesn't even know how to really do any of this stuff. It's important because 1, it's a local site, right? It's in your area. And 2, it's industry specific, right? So that is major. That already is major. So you can definitely build that off. So Terry, if you can do that research with the concrete guy just to start the process. And you never know. You might kind of say, oh, well, I need a website. Well, some people that build websites, so we can help them add that guest post as well.
I see where you're going. You're just drumming up more business.
There's an angle, right? There was an angle.
I thought you muted that guy. Come on.
No, but that's a good way to build industry relevant backlinks. And that's a great strategy.
Okay.
Just kind of hit up everybody that you're working with. Because you have to give them the value first. You're not asking for it, right? You give them, it's like, hey, I'll give you a review. I'll give you free content. And then they're going to ask why. Well, you guys have been on these calls, so you'll be able to speak about it or speak to it a little bit more to educate them. It's like why it's important. And who knows, they might want to give you a guest blog, right? Something like that. Yeah. Anyway, so that is a big one there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. And where we're at, oh man, we're running low on time, guys. I'm going to open it up. Who do we have? So we have Bob and we have Chris. So Bob and Chris, I'm going to give you guys open floor. Any direct maybe questions, things that you guys maybe be wondering about, things like that.
My connection's unstable, so I'm getting like half of what you're saying. So I have nothing right now. I've been doing the updates every once in a while. I'm in the process right now of looking at turning my house into an Airbnb. So I'm working several other things, which will help because it's going to be a quick turnaround getting this thing up and running. So that might be additional comments from other people because I'm going to put it under the LLC of the business. So that'll drive the page as well.
Yep. Anywhere where you can get some kind of backlink or mention of what you got going on is beneficial. So Bob, we'll keep an eye out on that. So if anything comes up in the future, just let us know. We'll definitely here for you. Chris, anything you have for us? I'm actually looking your stuff up right now, but maybe.
Yeah, I did actually. I think I emailed you a couple of days ago. I'd like to have a separate call, just to go over a couple other things, sure. If you don't mind. Shouldn't take that long, but I actually have to jump off here shortly.
Yeah, no, we're wrapping up here. So I think we're good. I'm going to be meeting with Chris then on some things more specific to his campaigns. So right now we have a few minutes, guys. So we actually finished right on time. So I'm going to open up the floor. We talked about a lot of different projects, a lot of different strategies, gave a number of tips for individuals, but I want to open it up to you guys.